Hello everybody. You have asked for it, and now it is here. We have the Batman Arkham Knight review, finally, as I promised. I know I told you a long time ago, but it should finally be here. Right about now. Hello, once again. And, of course, today is a very special thing, as we are reviewing Batman Arkham Knight. And we're doing it now because it's been a year since I last touched the franchise. With this being made by Rocksteady again, no longer Warner Bros. There's UB. This one is supposed to be the last one in the franchise. And I figured it would be extremely special to do these like once a year or something, so Origins and City are still on the table for whenever. Invisible tablespoon. But on to this loveliness. This is exclusive to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. As of right now, PC port still broken. So I picked this up on PS4. This game has a little bit of something in my heart now because it is the first thing I felt like I could pre-order. And now, time to tell you about this. First off, excellent game, brilliant story. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's been 3 months. You already picked it up if you were going to. So, of course, we must first get to Batman. Sorry for the squeaky chair. But Batman feels more Batman-y than ever, if that makes any sense. You run around at high speeds, punching people in the face, getting in punch-up, and it's kicking so much ass that your shoes will probably smell of it for the next week. But that is not the only good features, as even at 30 FPS, they have managed to keep it quite well maintained, as the combat is faster and smoother than ever. You can fight 100 enemies and still keep up this fluid pace. I love playing on hard difficulty, which really does add a lot of extra challenge. It makes the bigger thugs that take 50 hits to take down take 100 hits to take down, and you have to stun them. But all the other enemies are still manageable. It just increases the numbers of the average thug. Thinks, no way, it's Batman, let's go break his kneecaps before having their kneecaps appropriately broken. And of course they added in the environmental takedowns, which really do just seem like an excuse for Batman and to kill people without really taking responsibility for it.
One.
See, it was the jump. But as further evidence on Batman being more Batman-y, which, yes, is a thing now. Deal with it. And his gliding and grappling is still just as satisfying as ever. He flies around like the lead flasher of the night, spreading his cape, exposing everything. No. This is where we get into one problem. It becomes a problem. As you play more, you will realize the Batmobile wasn't added in for fun. It was added in because it was a bigger world. Which is also the reason we don't have civilians, is because the Batmobile. It's because the bigger open world. Because a bigger open world requires a faster means of travel. That faster means of travel means you can't have civilians, or else Batman's gonna go do it and drifts on all the civilians. So, we don't have any civilians, but we have a Batmobile. And they overuse it. Almost every single mission is there to the point to where the Riddler, who's known for making brain teasers, has made something to test out Batman's vehicle. It's nothing but to show off the Batmobile. And it gets to the point where you want to glide and grapple everywhere because it feels so much nicer. And then You can just feel like the Batmobile is being shamed. It's like, can Batmobile come? No, Batmobile. You sit there and think about what you did. You think about what you did, Batmobile. You made Batman less Batman. But once again, we come to another problem, which is the Arkham Knight. He is just another one of new villains. They've added him in for no other reason than to come up with a title for the game. And to a lot of people it was fairly obvious, but I chose to stay in blatant ignorance, ignoring all the signs, that it was this one character, which I'm not going to spoil for you because the spoiler warnings. But no. It is this one character that is mentioned throughout the whole of the story. Hey, by the way, the Joker shows up. He's not the villain. He's not the Arkham Knight, to those of you who haven't even watched gameplay. He shows up. Easily, without a doubt, the best part of this game is the Joker, and hearing him in Batman's mind. As he slowly tries to take control of Batman, which is the major plot development. But believe me, I'm not spoiling too much for you there. It's like in the first 10 minutes of the game. But once again, the Joker keeps bringing up But back onto that, sorry, interruption. He may not be the major villain, but he builds up the major villain, which, by the way, has a terrible boss fight. It's a variant of do a thing 3 times, but it's an incredibly tedious thing 3 times that requires nothing but pinpoint precision, and then you're not allowed to use any of your special abilities 3 times. Oh, and if you're really lucky, you might fuck up on one of them, and you get to do it 5. But I'd hate to focus on all the bad things. Now let's get back to the good things, which is, of course, Scarecrow being one of the main villains here, as he has assembled every other villain from the Batman mythos to come and take you down. With his new brand of fear toxin, he has completely evacuated the city. Everybody is gone, except for thugs, which, if you're playing on hard difficulty, probably outnumber the number of civilians by the end of the game. So, it's not that exactly, but it does open up with one of the most impressive scenes I have seen in a while. You are sitting there in a diner, and you actually get to see the effects of the fear toxin firsthand. And it is actually a very nice scene. Not as nice, though, when it becomes part of your everyday routine, where here it's eat, sleep, play Batman Arkham Knight, hope that someday you finish the review. That is my daily routine till I'm done with this. But, of course, we're on to the next thing, which, surprising swivel, we, of course, have to bring up the side missions, which are very much a very impressive thing of this very impressive game. As everybody knows, the Joker is Batman's villain. But there is, of course, Two-Face, Penguin, Riddler, or as I mentioned before, where they even bring back Firefly. You have hundreds of these little areas that you can take down, and that are all unique and everything based on where they are. These little groups of thugs, you get to destroy all of the tanks that the Batmobile are there to destroy. And another thing for Batmobile, which no Batmobile, you still can't come into this. But is a great experience. And in the whole of it, all these side missions are obviously the best part of the game. As the major storyline is still good, but not as nice as these. As for Two-Face, you are taking out his bank robberies, trying to make sure that everything's going okay. If you beat the story before you finish all of the the little assault areas, you can actually take on Deathstroke. Firefly is burning down fire stations around the city. You have to go hunt him down. There's even this new character, the Pig, who is who's a sociopath bent on making everybody be perfect in his ideal image. And I have yet to see many more interesting villains in the major campaign. And it results in such great and varied gameplay. Everything winds up great in this game in my mind. As I have live streamed this countless times, and in all honesty, it deserves it. It is a great game unless you're judging it on PC merits, which a lot of people did. But everybody forgets these are not made for PC, unfortunately. But I also got the PS4 version, so I got to experience nightmare missions and such. A bit itchy. But I will now take out all these little leaflets and shit that came with my stuff. So, of course, we got nightmares and costumes that make me want to sing na Batman to everybody. And this thing, which I'll do another review of, which is the whole reason I pre-ordered this. Not worth it, by the way. We got nice black and white lettering, cover, everything. And I will probably put these back. I'm already feeling OCD regret. I'll be right back. Don't worry, my precious. You won't have to leave your home again. Daddy didn't mean it. Back to the show. Okay. You did not just see that. Ooh, look, shiny object. Okay, on to another subject. This is all leading up to an amazing Batman game that unfortunately has a Batmobile jammed up its ass. But, of course, if I was going to talk about this game, I can't go too far. As I was explaining previously, there is a few other side characters, such as the Penguin, with his special brand of thugness selling guns. And you find out about this by kicking his fat ass in a room full of thugs that sit there and watch as you kick his fat ass. Sorry, got a few bugs caught in my throat. And I got a bit too close to the PC port there for a little bit. But of course, this leads up to an amazing experience, and I would recommend it to almost anyone as long as they're getting it on console. I cannot stress that, on console, as they even had to take that down for the PC port, which no, I'm not going to drop that until you release my pet puppies. Now, I would give Batman Arkham Knight a ass-kicking out of 10. But not for the reasons you may believe. Or it's a great experience. I just prefer punch-ups. So go in to get this game, get in 1,000 punch-ups for me. And then join me, as we can get in punch-ups together. I've been Best Buy Games, and I am signing out. Thank you.